She's a comp beast, and she also got herself all the way to the end on her own. Joining me now is Big Brother Season 26 runner-up Makensy. Joining me now, Makensy, how are you? How are you feeling after last night's big finale?
Oh my gosh, so happy to be here. So happy to talk to you, Blake. I am feeling great, amazing. Yes, I got second, but I played a dang good game and I'm also a little tired. I haven't slept.
Hey, I get it. I haven't slept much either, so we're kind of in the same boat. Now, one thing that really stood out to me that you said, a lot in kind of your answers in your speech last night was that you were an outcast most of the season and you really kind of were on your own island, getting yourself to the end. So I'm curious, was there a point in the game where things maybe started to pivot for you and you kind of knew, like, okay, maybe I really can do this. Maybe I really can make it to the end?
Yes. So around day after Chelsea's HOH, when she did keep me safe, was when I was like, ooh, now that she's protecting me, I can possibly make it to the end because she was, other than myself, the other female that was holding her weight in competitions. And I also knew that I had a great social game with Leah, and she was the one that won the next HOH. And she kept me safe. And that week as well really solidified, oh, if I just win when I need to still, I will make it to the end. And that is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it panned out how I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you were truly the comp beast of the season. Now, one thing you just mentioned there, Leah, she was a close ally of yours. She was a friend of yours since the first day. You did make
Mm-hmm.
this, from the viewer standpoint, this very interesting decision, if you will, to
Yes.
cut her. And I'm
Yes.
curious, and you kind of, you stuck by that decision last night in your answers in your speech. So I'm curious, can you kind of walk me through that week just briefly and kind of explain that decision a little bit more?
Yeah. So I personally, Leah was very, very close to me. Game wise, even at that point, I didn't know where her head was at fully. Did she say that she wanted to work with me? Yes. But a lot of people say that. And a lot of people say that to the biggest comp threat of the season because they don't want me to get them out. And so I didn't know truly where her head lied. And her not even telling me when I was HOH exactly what she was thinking a lot of times until I put her on the block led me to not fully believe a lot of stuff. And after week one, after the Thromance alliance was broken up, she did straight away from me. And that was very noted. I was aware of it and I didn't judge her for it because I was an outcast and it wasn't good to be around me because I was an easy person to be put up and I was an easy person to target.
Yeah.
And her separating herself from me was good for her game, but it caused me to have doubt between us in a game sense, not a personal sense, but a game sense. And when I finally won HOH, I was working with Chelsea very closely and I knew where her head was at. I knew she was going to protect me and I knew that Leah wanted her out. So I had two people I was very, very close with going at each other, and I was the middleman. But one thing that Chelsea had over Leah was that I knew where her head was at least more than I knew where Leah's was.
Yeah.
And the game decision I made was a smart one for my own. Leah was an impeccable player. She didn't touch the block until I put her up. So that is a testament to her game and who she was as a player. And me getting her out wasn't a game decision manipulated by Chelsea. Was it one that I spoke to Chelsea about and that I had thought about, but I was scared to do in a personal way because of jury? Absolutely. But did I end up making that game move because I knew that it would benefit me and who I was protecting? Yes. And the thing is I had all the power that week. I had HOH and I had veto. The only person who actually could make that decision was me. I'm the one that did it, and I will stand by that. If I have conversations, so be it. If we want to say that having conversations and discussing what should and should not be done, then I can say that her putting Quinn up on the block was my move because Chelsea and Cam wanted Leah out, and I kept them to stay with Quinn.
Okay. Hey, I really appreciate that insight because I think that's something that we maybe missed from the viewer standpoint. Another relationship I'm really curious on is Angela, you guys had this very kind of dicey situation throughout the season, but then you kind of surprised, I think, a lot of people again and save her one week. But then we kind of saw towards the end of the season as we were headed to the finale with the feeds that you it seems like you kind of have this distaste for her. And so I'm just curious, like, aside from the obvious, like, what are your thoughts on her and where do you think that, like, if is there a friendship there? Do you think you'll talk to her? Or are you just like completely dismissive of that moving forward?
No, I will never be dismissive of Angela or any of the house guests. I being inside of the Big Brother house makes you on edge 24/7, and it makes you see things in a different light. It makes you react to things a lot heavier than normal. And I do believe that how she handled certain situations was maybe not showful of her character, or at least I hope not. And I'm aware that people do things inside the house that aren't always normal to them outside of the house. And I hope and pray that that is true for her. And did I get annoyed by her inside the house? Absolutely, because she did have a lot of emotion and a lot of reactions that I just did not agree with. And when she had emotion, we had to deal with it. And when we had emotion, she was able to take perception about it and spread that. And I did not enjoy that. There was a lot of times that I had emotions about certain things and she thought it was about another and she talked about. There was just things that I just did not agree with, that she didn't understand. And inside the house, you have to be very careful with what your words and how you want to talk about stuff. And as a person inside the house, I did not want to discuss such a heavy topic about that and talk about how I did have a sour taste in my mouth for a while because of what she did and how she handled it, and just the resentment that she still holds. I mean, even last night we saw it, that she holds stuff against Matt still, and he's being so generous and complimentary to her and forgiving. And she still handled it in a way that I was just like, why? And these are things that I would have open conversations with her about. I'm not afraid to. I treated her kindly in person because that's the game. And if she watches this show back, watches live feeds, she may see stuff that she doesn't agree with or that she doesn't like. But the thing is I would have those conversations to her face if she asked. And I think that she is an incredible woman, very strong-willed, and she's an incredible mother and wife. I do wholeheartedly believe that, and I wish her nothing but the best outside of this house.
Yeah.
And I honestly was surprised that she didn't win America's Favorite, because she's funny. She is funny. Whether it be something that you're laughing with her or laughing at her, it doesn't matter. She was funny. I could see how she would have won. Did I want that? No, because she did publicly bash somebody I was close to and who I believe has a very good heart. But so be it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, my final question for you. I have to ask the obvious here. You took Chelsea over Cam. I think this shocked a lot of people because I think a lot of people would argue if you took Cam, you would have won. Walk me through just briefly that thought process. Why'd you take Chelsea over Cam? Let people know the situation.
Yes. I took Chelsea over Cam as a testament to my game. I walked into the house wanting to be loyal and play a game with competitors. And I'm not afraid to sit by the best competitors. And I showed that by choosing her, and I showed my loyalty by choosing her. And I won. I won a lot of comps this season. I set records. I'm not afraid to say that I won because I know in my heart that I played a dang good Big Brother game. 2, I made it to day 90, which that is a goal in itself. And me getting second place to another incredible player is not something that I will look back on and regret. I think that it showed a lot of integrity as well as my character. And I will be proud of myself for years and years and years looking back on this decision. And whether people want to bash me for having maybe loyalty to a fault, they can. But until they're in my position, they wouldn't understand it. So they don't have to understand it, but I'm happy with what I did.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be confident in your decision, and that's what happened.
Yes.
Well, Makensy, congrats on a great season, a great game, a comp beast. Maybe we'll see you again in the future. Good luck in whatever's next for
Hopefully.
you. Runner up, Big Brother. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.